total strangers.
Hey there, you. So, I write mostly adult fiction and young adult fiction, but what about stories meant for children? So today, I thought it would be fun to look at an old classic children's movie to see what it takes to write a story that children will really love. And because I am a 90s child, I thought there was no better place to start than a Mary-Kate and Ashley movie. It Takes Two, baby. Here we go. The movie starts by giving us a little introductory montage of both girls. One is rich, which we know from the classical music, and one is poor, which we know from the drums. So you got your classic rich people. I mean, look at this girl. And this guy. And her. We're the rich ones, aren't we? Why don't we have air conditioning? And bed. And the poor twin's good at baseball.
Just let me forget this ball downtown, okay?
I don't actually know why they have her talk like that, but she's poor and an orphan, which we helpfully learned from the child sportscasters who named their team the Orphans.
Guess who the orphans have that?
So then Christy Alley tells us that the poor twin, Amanda, has an interview with potential adopters, the Butt Kisses. And they're bad. They're bad people. But we've still got to meet them. I mean, presumably the social workers have met these people before bringing potential children to their home. But you know, it doesn't matter. Whatever. We've got to meet them. Also, we never really learn what Christy Alley's role is in this movie. Her name is Diane, and right off the bat, Amanda asks her to adopt her rather than the Butt Kisses.
So adopt me, why don't you?
They won't let me adopt you on my salary.
But Diane says she can't. She doesn't make enough money. Is she a social worker? A foster mom? Does she run the orphanage? I don't know. It doesn't matter. She might not be very good at her job, though.
There you go.
Oh wait, it's classical music now, but these people are still poor. I'm confused. And now the rich people have drums.
I'm afraid your father's been unavoidably detained. But I know an old butler who's mighty glad to see you.
I'm sorry, Vincenzo. How terribly rude of me.
Rich people accent. Okay, so we learn that the rich twins' dad is preparing a surprise for her at their summer house, and that the poor twins' orphanage is preparing to go to camp for the summer. Coincidence.
It's a welcome home party. For me, isn't it? I knew Daddy was up to something.
Vincenzo, you're a grown man. Tell her the truth before she gets there. Why are you letting this literal child think that you're taking her to a surprise party for her when you know that's not where you're taking her?
I've never had a surprise party my whole life.
Well, this will certainly be a surprise.
Are you enjoying this?
I got 43. Me too. Guess who's missing?
There's 44 kids that live in that orphanage. And not counting the bus driver, we see 2 adults in the whole movie. So Amanda is sad because she doesn't want to be a butt kiss.
This orphan stuff is like growing up in a dog pound.
Wait, where'd her mob voice go? But then Diane says, don't worry, I'll find you the best family ever. So then she's happy again and agrees to go to camp. Oh, the rich kid is driving past the poor kids. I knew it wasn't a coincidence.
It's still on, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yes, of course, it's still on, sweetheart. But are we talking about the same party?
Oh, no, it isn't a surprise welcome home party for the 8-year-old coming back from boarding school.
Oh, Roger!
It's an engagement party for her father. Wasn't that a great secret to keep from the kid?
Are you here for my party?
Your party?
Don't tell her yet. Let's build up the heartbreak a little bit longer.
Maybe he wanted to give her the good news in person.
I'm sorry, did I say something to you?
And the fiancée is bad. She's a bad person. So the poor kids arrive at camp. Amanda has her own bunk bed.
What?
Excellent scene transitions. And then we arrive in my dream childhood bedroom. Except for this. What is that?
I got something to show you. Right up here. That's Camp Calloway.
It's the camp where the poor kids are.
That was your mom's favorite project.
Her dead mom's favorite project.
So, is she from the camp?
Who?
Miss Kensington.
What I think our family really needs is a... Excuse me.
Okay, so I didn't realize this until right now, but I think Vincenzo is actually the villain of this movie.
Telephone boss, it's a board meeting. Oh, let me call him back, okay? He said it was urgent.
He's enjoying this way too much. Why does he want to watch a little girl's dreams get crushed in the worst way possible? Just tell her the truth. There's no surprise party, Alyssa. Your dad's getting married.
Summer vacation. Go play.
Will you come with me?
Oh, gee, I wish I could, Princess. But I'm afraid I got a lot of work to do.
He loves to watch a child suffer. So then the poor kids think their summer home is haunted and dare Amanda to go ring the doorbell.
It's haunted.
Also, why is she like 5 years younger than all the other orphans? Is that why she's the only one they're trying to get adopted? Okay, that's actually like the saddest thing in the world. The rich girl with the malevolent butler is spying on kids doing the hokey pokey because no one will play with her.
Look at this room. No wonder the woman's dead. She had absolutely no taste.
Why is the dad marrying this woman? Do all single rich dads in children's movies decide to marry young blondes without knowing anything about them? This lady's not even trying to keep that part of her personality hidden, which means she has to be openly acting like this all the time, and the dad just doesn't care. So now she finds out that her dad's getting married.
You're finally gonna have a real family, and she's gonna be your new mother.
Why would he say that? Why are you enjoying this? So Alyssa pretends to faint because no one has ever shown her how to express her emotions, but Daddy's fiance calls it a tantrum, so he's just like, oh, okay.
Sure hope you're right.
And he walks away and leaves his tiny motherless daughter to process that bombshell on her own, which she does by running away.
I'm under strict orders not to tell you that she ran away.
So I'm selling her clothes. So the poor kids have arrived to see if the house is really haunted, by Alyssa's dead mom's ghost, by the way, which is pretty messed up. But Amanda isn't scared. She runs right up there to ring the doorbell. And of course, because she's the identical stranger to Alyssa, the creepy butler is creepy and drags her into the house. And then all the kids see the fiancé in a face mask and think she's a ghost, which is actually hilarious. So Alyssa's run away and now she's sitting on this rock wearing the exact same clothes as Amanda.
Nobody's even looking for me.
I have been looking everywhere for you.
See, because poor people care about each other and rich people don't.
I guess not.
Rich people enunciate their T's. Uh-oh, Alyssa doesn't know how to play football, and she's also 4 feet shorter than everyone else on this team. I don't think this is gonna go well. You're running the wrong way. And Amanda's also running right now because of the ghost lady, and because she saw this terrifying portrait of her twin stranger. But she doesn't know that she has a twin stranger, so she thinks it's a terrifying portrait of herself. So she's running for her life, which makes sense. And then the twins run into each other. But if you thought they'd be freaked out by meeting their identical stranger, you'd be wrong, because they're just glad the last half hour of their lives makes sense now.
You live at the Callaway house. And you're that girl from camp. They thought I was you.
Everyone else hasn't just lost their minds, they just have an identical stranger. So the girls are best friends now and decide to help each other out, except basically Amanda is the one who decides to help out Alyssa by getting rid of the mean fiancé.
You be me, I'll be you. One night only. That's wonderful. That way you can scare off Clarice for me.
Alyssa doesn't actually have a role in this movie. She just has to pretend to be poor while Amanda carries out their plan.
Only don't be such a goody-goody. I scored a touchdown, didn't I?
Yeah, for the other team. So the girls switch places so Amanda can drive Clarice away in one day.
One night only.
But unlike in other twin switcheroo movies, these girls don't need to fill each other in on their backgrounds or like the important names of people they might run into. No, they decide that the only important thing is to teach each other how to talk like a poor person or a rich person.
You ain't got nothing to worry about.
Yeah. Funky. Amanda's first plan of action is to trash her bedroom and be late to the engagement party. And listen to what Vincenzo says here.
Why don't you get dressed, please? I liked it better when she fainted.
What?
I liked it better when she fainted.
That man is actually the villain, right? So while Amanda's doing her best to drive away the fiancé, Alyssa just has to watch the other orphans absolutely devour Sloppy Joes. Or in her words,
Big, gooey, messy burger.
and bond with Diane.
Your favorite?
Yes, and with darn good reason.
Uh-oh, she didn't learn not to say that in their 30-second poor person prep.
Did you just say Dern?
Look who's finally decided to grace us with her presence.
You looked better with the mask.
Might we entice you to play something?
Whatever did you have in mind? Checkers? Dodgeball?
If you embarrass me, I'll make sure that you never play anything. Ever.
Did she just threaten to break a child's hands? So the rich people want Alyssa to play piano at their party, but they don't know it's actually Alyssa's identical stranger who doesn't know how to play piano. So she just bangs away at the keys, and somehow this is supposed to stop her dad from getting married.
You think maybe my daughter's asking for a little attention?
I'd say she's demanding it.
Huh.
I never thought.
What's it ever about?
Rich people enunciate their T's.
She was very upset with your performance this evening.
She threatened to break both of my hands. But Alyssa's having fun at camp, and also there's this delightful side plot where the kids who dared her to ring the doorbell think she's been body snatched by the ghost and start cataloging all the ways that she's different now.
She's nervous. Yeah, so?
Oh, Amanda wasn't scared of nothing.
This plot never goes anywhere, and the last time we see these kids, they're just scared out of their minds about the full moon because Amanda's been body snatched. So both girls have bonding moments with the other's primary caregiver in this delightful montage.
Let's go spy on the police.
Okay, social worker, that's not inappropriate at all. And then the next day, Mary-Kate spits gum into Clarice's hair and then stands there making the greatest face in the world.
I feel good.
And then, just like they planned, the girls meet up at noon to discuss how their plan is going. And they realize it's not working.
Oh, you didn't.
So they come up with a new plan.
It's too bad she didn't meet Diane first. Now she's awesome. Yeah, they'd be perfect for each other.
The girls decide to get both adults on horses to fall in love. But Amanda doesn't know how to ride, so we get the greatest joke in the movie.
What happened to those equestrian classes you took?
Are you asking me a question?
Anyway, the adults are both oblivious to their children, which is good, because the girls can sneak away and meet up again to enact what is possibly the worst plan in the world.
Did you ring it?
They could have killed Diane. You mean they weren't even on the same path? The girls just hoped the dad would see the runaway horse through that one break in the trees. I mean, I get that they're 8 years old, but still. Don't try this at home, kids. Plus, don't slingshot a horse. I mean, that's just mean. Love's not worth it. But their plan works. The adults are falling in love. The girls spy on them, very subtly, but then Clarice calls in the middle of their flirtation.
Hi, Clarice. How you doing?
Because Amanda spit that gum in her hair, so she had to cut off literally all her hair. That's very reasonable.
I think I'm just gonna go now.
Is there a woman there with you, Roger?
Yes, there's sort of a woman here. She's from the camp across the lake.
But the girls decide to stay switched so they can keep playing matchmaker. And it works.
Who's that pretty woman out on the patio?
The dad drives out to the camp to see Diane. And this is where the movie really starts to get good. There's an excellent escalation of tension, setups, and payoffs around every corner. Just stay tuned. First, the butt kisses adopted Amanda.
The butt kisses want Amanda.
Oh, but don't worry about that now, the hot rich guy's back.
I'm having the hardest time keeping tabs on this girl. She keeps running off.
I got one just like her at home.
Oh, one just like her. See, it's funny because they're twins. And also, he's an absent father. So now Diane and Roger are having lunch at camp, and Alyssa has to pretend to be Amanda while also keeping her dad from seeing her, so she does the most logical thing possible. She starts a food fight. I seriously need a soundtrack to this movie. Then the adults decide to, get cleaned up. But then Clarice comes back early and sees Roger swimming with a woman using the same telescope Alyssa was using earlier, like Chekhov's gun. Wait, why are you standing like that? And then Roger remembered he's getting married,
I'm getting married next month.
and Diane storms off.
Well, of course you are.
And now, because of the swimming, Clarice wants to speed up the wedding.
What's wrong with tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
But the conniving little girls are still on their game, and they come up with the sweetest little plan to get Roger and Diane together again.
How's that? Very romantic. Want to hear mine? Yep. Dear Diane.
They write letters pretending to be the adults, and nobody notices that the letters are in 8-year-old handwriting. So it works, and the adults want to meet up again. Except, Clarice makes them leave the summer home so that they can get married in the morning.
Get packed. We're leaving for the city.
Right now?
And then Amanda gets dragged off by her adopters. The butt kisses decided the best way to adopt a child is to traumatize her in the middle of summer camp.
Wait a minute. What are you doing with?
So Diane didn't even have time to warn Amanda that she'd been adopted, since she wanted her to be able to enjoy her last few weeks of summer vacation without stressing about it. See, it's all going wrong.
Brenda, Bonnie, Billy, from now on, you're gonna be little Betty Buttkiss.
They changed the children's names.
We're gonna go down and see where your daddy works.
Oh, that's right. The butt kisses run a full-fledged child labor operation in the middle of New York City, and are somehow still able to keep adopting children from Diane's job. She's bad at her job.
Betty Buttkiss. Oh no, I'm adopted? Oh!
But luckily, Amanda is one cool customer and handles the shock of her adoption quite well, and is able to continue on with their plan to have Roger and Diane fall in love.
Gotta get him to see Diane one more time before the wedding. They'll fall in love and Clarice will be history.
So Amanda spills the beans to Vincenzo, and he goes to get Alyssa back from the evil butt kisses.
I sure hope you got a plan.
Oh, she does.
This is your Amanda.
Oh my God.
If you get into any trouble, ask for Lou.
You couldn't have told her more than that, Vincenzo.
How should I know? You're the brains of this operation.
And I like watching people suffer.
This is the happiest day of your life.
Let's get this show on the road!
We are supposed to believe that she was able to keep that hidden from Roger for the last few months while she was seducing him. But luckily, Diane figures out who Lou is and flies in to save Alyssa. Screw all those other kids, I guess. Just kidding, she does say she's going to turn them over to social services, but later though, after the wedding. That's more important. So she and Alyssa go on a wacky adventure to get to the church before the wedding starts, while Amanda stalls in the cutest way possible.
Any slower and she'd be walking backwards.
He doesn't notice any of her psychotic behavior, but he does notice lipstick on her teeth, and he can't marry that. Then we get a little montage of the movie we just watched, in case you were sleeping. And then finally, Alyssa and Diane make it to the church. Then the movie gets a little violent.
This is all your fault!
Lady,
Her dad doesn't stop her?
Well, at least I'll get to hit one of you.
What?
Back off, Barbie.
But Diane steps in to stop her, and Alyssa rips her dress in half, and they all live happily ever after.
This is impossible.
Nothing's impossible. You got that right.
No one's worried about the identical strangers thing, or those poor kids forced into labor at that metal scrap yard. And honestly, what can I say? No notes. Seriously, I love that movie. I always have. If you want to write the perfect children's story, all you need are some catchy, repeatable lines, spunky children who don't let adults hold them back, slight Cinderella undertones, and a happy ending. And that's it. I mean, you get some nice callback.
Can't eat, can't sleep, reach for the stars over the fence, World Series kind of stuff.
Some excellent setups and payoffs to satisfy our internal sense of storytelling. And then you're golden. I mean, this movie isn't really a classic, so I could be wrong, I guess. Maybe nobody else likes this movie. But this is how to write a movie that I would love in the 90s. Is that helpful?
Clarice hates baseball.